Hey everybody, welcome to the Game Master Roundtable. Good to see everybody. Happy Thursday night. We've got some really explosive stuff for you tonight. Some really, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Very
Gonna be some
superhero-esque.
crazy shit
Gonna
that
be some
happens
crazy
tonight.
shit. Just so you know, I have not finished my character yet, but we are going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to make it up as we go along because that's the way things go, and it's super
Yep.
super easy. So
This is a game called Super Atomic. Hi, my name's AJ. I've got a channel called AJ Pickett. That's me. Otherwise known as the Mighty Glue Stick. And the mighty part of the title comes into play when we're playing Super Atomic because it's a supers game. A supers games means that it's super comic book superheroes. This is kind of like the Tick. If you're familiar with the Tick, that's what the vibe of Super Atomic is a little bit. Um, it's a very, very rules light improv type game designed for streaming and designed to be as easy to pick up and play as possible. So to start off, we're going to be rolling up Wally's character just to show you how it's done.
yeah, awesome.
Wally was paying very special attention to setting up the stream for us, and he didn't have a multitasking ear open to me
Yeah,
burbling on about
my
how to
my
make a
multi,
character
my
in the background.
multitasking abilities they died out probably about 20 years ago. So, all right. So first thing I'm gonna do is roll for my background.
Right. Yeah. So what we've got in our chat here that we can see, which you can't see at the moment, is we've got a table which has got this chart on it, which is basically 99% of the rules of Super Atomic is right here, which is a straight dice roll results table for all the different dice, which is kind of like subconsciously when you roll the dice, you think it should be a success if you roll this number, or you think this should be a near miss if you roll that, like what you expect the probabilities of the dice are. In practicality, everybody who's played role playing games for a very long time knows that statistics is nonsense. It's gibberish. It's gibberish witch science.
Please don't let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
All right. So
Basically, if you roll a single dice, there is no curve of probability. It can be anything, and so pluses and minuses don't matter.
I like it. I rolled
Yeah.
my 10. I got my background. I grew up in the midst of an inheritance dispute, experiencing
Ooh,
tension and division within the family over financial matters.
right.
Yeah, so I must have inherited a chocolate bar or something because I don't have any rich family members. But anyway,
Right.
so next, the superpower origin,
Mhm.
49. Bitten by mutated creature in a forbidden jungle, experience gradual changes from the infection.
Nice. So this wasn't an overnight transformation like Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man. This was more like a grueling, year-long doctors going to very, very specialists to figure out what's wrong with you, and them all scratching their head, going, "We don't know. There's something wrong with your DNA." I like it.
Okay. And then what do I do next? Is it the training and talents?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So this would be a special ability or aspect of your life. It's like a feat in D&D, represents a body of skills and possibly fame that your character has.
Okay. Historic practices. I learned trades, cuisine, and history while living in a reenactment commune.
Nice.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So maybe you're at some sort of like reenactment Mayan village type thing where a bunch of people were trying to recreate a South American colony. That would be interesting. You got bitten by some radioactive monster creature, and then slowly transformed while living in this weird commune. So you know how to like make peyote drinks and giant stone megalithic structures, I suppose.
Yeah.
Play strange games and sacrifice people. Right, cool.
Sounds good.
So, what superpowers have you got, and do you have any mutations?
So I just make those up on my own.
Yep, I recommend rolling one minor one and one major ability and one mutation. Just to
Oh,
see
they're
what
there.
the
They're on the thing. Okay, so one major you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got a D1000 chart. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How do I
I'm
do
looking at it
that?
now and I'm boggled.
All right.
So you roll a bunch of D10s.
Okay.
So they each one represents a one on the digits meter. Yeah.
So 1, 7, 1.
It won't be
1.
so intimidating. We are designing an app where you can do this automatically and hopefully populate a form fillable character sheet for you.
All right.
So you could literally make a character in seconds.
171 is what I got, which would be you can create and manipulate plastics to mold into shapes and harden for defense and or restraint. So
Nice.
I'm going to say that this commune was a dumping ground for plastic waste.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. And then you said one minor, which is a lesser.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also a D1000. So we have a 491. So 491 will get me. You can use any part of your body to deflect any moving object up to 10 tons.
Nice. Yeah, that's the vehicle.
You know-
Stopper. That's the vehicle stopper power. So you just like hold
Yeah.
out your little finger,
Yeah.
doom,
Yeah,
and your passenger vehicle speeding along at 50 kilometers an hour just stops dead.
Yeah, you know what body part I'm using on that.
No.
The palm, of course.
Yeah.
The palm.
Yeah, of course. Right.
Talk to the hand. What were
What's
you
everybody
guys
else
thinking?
thinking? I don't know.
You filthy animals.
Let's see. For mutation, I've got 5, 6, and 7. That's like one of my favorite numbers. 5, 6, and 7.
That was 3 numbers.
It's still a number.
567. You have some sort of cosmetic facial growth that makes you look like some Star Trek alien.
Right, the
yes.
Star Trek mutation. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so it's gonna be my character will be like Worf, but it's like a plastic bottle that's implanted on his forehead. Instead of the ridges, it's a plastic bottle from the waist.
Nice.
I'm ready to go. I am ready
Did
to
you
go.
get that naturally, or was it plastic surgery?
Let me just get that little
Ow.
drum roll for you. That was funny though. That was funny.
Okay. Do you have a super identity, a name that I can write down next to your thing so I can refer to you to that character?
Yeah, I guess Plastic Man wouldn't be very good. We'll just
He's
go.
pretty good.
We'll go with Pablo.
Pablo.
Pablo. Yeah, his name's Pablo.
Pablo, the plastic.
Pablo, the Plastic Man. The Plastic Man. Oh, just sorry.
Great. There's
I
a
was
great.
thinking-
Theme song already.
Yeah, I already
There's a
have
great
theme
song.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, there's a great theme song. There's a great song by the Kinks, old 1960s band, Plastic
Nice.
Man. Dennis, what sort of character have you got?
So I rolled some crazy stuff just now, and my character, instead of legs, has a single rocket that he balances on. And he was born originally into a community of spiritual healers and mystics, and inherited ancient knowledge and a deep connection to the metaphysical. But one of his parents was a scientist who altered his DNA. So I had my legs altered to be able to handle rocket propulsion as my main means of transportation. And through training, my training and talents is extreme unicycling, which was necessary so that I could get used to
Balance.
this rocket propulsion.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
I can use the flames to create illusions as my major superpower. I can use my lesser superpower, Rocket Run, which is go super fast and make walls of flame. And my last one is that something went wrong during the procedure, and I have retractable eyes now.
There's a definite synergy going on, isn't there? I mean,
Yeah.
rocket run and rocket mutation. That's bizarre. Okay. Okay. So do you have a name for your rocket leg character?
Yeah, Unijet.
Unijet. Perfect.
Uni.
Oh god.
And you have a theme song
Only
as
my
well.
friends can call me that.
Elton John did a song for you, a theme song.
Rocket Man.
Oh, I was thinking of Benny and the Jets, but yeah, Rocket Man would work too.
All right.
They fight over who gets to be my official theme song.
Nice. Okay. Jake.
Hmm?
What's your character?
So you want to know what I rolled? I really just
No,
picked stuff.
Just tell me.
No, just
So,
just yeah. Just what your character is.
His name is Japheth. He's an anthropomorphic goat who lives on a mountain. And he was cursed by a mountain witch so that he has to sing constantly. He can't speak at all. He can only sing.
Oh my
And
goodness.
defensive immunity, I took crushing, impact resistance, and I guess music prodigy. I don't know.
So that's it. Just the power to resist impacts, and being
Well-
and being an anthropomorphic goat person.
I was thinking, well, no, okay, no. Mainly, what he does is he's like got utility horns. He switches out
Okay.
his horns like Batman's utility belt. He has like all sorts of different tools.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
This is starting to sound a lot like Goat Simulator.
I've never played that, but I've watched it. It was weird as hell.
Less evil.
Yep, that's yep.
Love it.
Okay. So utility horns is an example of using your gear points at the start of when you're making your character, because that wasn't a rolled ability. That's just something that Jake had as a concept for his character. So it's just like you spend your 5 gear points and you've got utility James Bond style gadgets in your horns. Fred, your character.
I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I can tell you part of what I've done.
Okay.
Because I'm still trying to figure out. So I've deliberately taken the piss a little bit here. My character's alter ego is Peter Parker, but
Peter.
does also go by the alias of Rick Rutherford.
Rick
he's-
Ruff.
What?
Don't even go there. Don't ask the question. It's basically Spider-Man. Okay, background: he raised by his aunt and uncle. Parents died. Bitten by a mutated spider, and he's an alternative press blog reporter. And I'm still trying to figure out how to find the things in your charts that relate to minor and major superpowers.
So essentially what you've got is extraordinary. You've got a bunch of minor powers mostly. You've got extraordinary physical agility. You've got the ability to project a rope line, like a web shooter type thing, I guess. And you've got extraordinary strength and resilience. So
You
you're
saw the tabs at the bottom, right?
yeah.
So you're supposed to pick one minor superpower and one major superpower, correct?
You don't have to. I'm just suggesting that as a start, but you could choose. You could choose a bunch of minor powers. Basically, it's like stop when it becomes too unwieldy to play quickly during the game. Like if you're not aware of what all your powers do, then you've got too many.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay. I think I've got it figured out. I think
Right.
I've got a basic idea what the hell.
And is he a spider person or is he a anthropomorphic spider pig person? Is he from normal reality or is he from an alternate reality?
We'll make him human. We'll make him human.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to go with the spider pig, but that was more based off Jake's ridiculous picture, and I just couldn't help myself.
I mean, he could have started out human and then he has spider powers, but his mutation just happens to make him look like a pig person.
It's all cool. I'm being super simple with this, so I can
Come
actually
on,
get my head
join
around
me
this.
and make farm animal noises in character.
No, I'm not going to do that. I can barely talk as it is right now. Okay. Anyway, so that's me. Got it.
Okay. So you're an arachnid person.
Pretty much.
Off the right hand. Okay. Come at me, Marvel. Cool.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, don't. Okay, so you're the only superheroes who are currently on duty in the city at the moment. Recently, there's been a disaster where a space station in orbit, the International Space Station, fired an alien-constructed weapon at the city, which is actually on the border of US and Mexico, because US is currently annexing and trying to invade Mexico and take over. This is during the second term of Donald Trump, where this is basically continuing on the continuity of the last playtest we had. None of this matters, by the way. Just background information. It's a crazy world.
It does matter.
It does matter a little bit. It doesn't. It makes the chair just a little bit less about the people that you're trying to say. Okay, so Yeah. Okay. So we're living in Trump's America. The second coming of Trump.
My character's not. My character's name's Pablo. I'm on the other side.
Right.
Or maybe
you're
I
the
am
other
on that side.
It's blurred now. It's blurred. I mean, the border between Mexico and
Okay,
US is largely dissolved because
Okay.
America's actively going over it themselves now.
Gotcha.
So, but recently in the city, ex-president Joe Biden and Elon Musk were apparently obliterated by an orbital strike from the International Space Station by a bunch of aliens who say that Joe Biden had actually died years ago and he was an alien impersonator, basically a robot suit that was being driven by the aliens who have now left, parked in geosynchronous orbit, a second moon, which is basically a large battle station with a hole burnt through it from the space station, which was going to invade the Earth. Yeah, that's right. It's no moon. They burnt one glowing eye and then decided to burn another one, and they were going for the full smiley face thingy where they were stopped because the energy consumption was ridiculous. But they were drawing off the Earth's magnetic field. Anyway, that's not the crux of the story. That's just the background. So the city is currently, half of the central city is burning, and lawlessness and riots have been going on. And so you guys, most of the real not too dedicated superheroes have kind of left the city because it's just like, dude, I didn't sign up for this. Nobody's paying me. I don't want to go out and beat up people who are raiding.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys, you're left behind, but either because you're too poor to travel, or you've got other stuff going on which you just can't leave, or you feel obligated to stay. Whatever your reasons are your own. Or in the city, you're contacted by the authorities who kind of have your number, and they essentially say that, look, something serious has happened in the midst of all this nonsense. A very serious threat, a super criminal named Black Star has escaped from his captivity, his lifelong captivity, and you kind of know who Black Star is. He's one of the most infamous supervillains because his power, he absorbs energy from the environment around himself, and he increases his density as he absorbs energy. But as he increases his density, he becomes super strong and tough, but he also reduces his intelligence because it takes longer for electrical activity to work in his body or some reason. But for whatever reason, he becomes obsessed with gaining more power until he overloads and then explodes with nuclear force. Last time he did this, he killed 150,000 people. And he was thrown away, because it was like the second time that he did it, and they determined that his superpower is uncontrollable. So they essentially locked him away. He's been in solitary confinement this entire time. He can't even absorb sunlight for too long each day without it being risky. Something happened where he got released on what was supposed to be an overcast day with not too much sunlight, but it was actually a full-on electrical storm, and he got hit by a lightning bolt, which increased his mass and strength enough that where he escaped the prisoner transport that he was on at the time and is now released. This was then seized upon by a social media criminal called Vox Viral, who he calls himself the world's first criminal influencer. And he's got this annoying habit, like Max Headroom, of breaking into any particular broadcast because that's his superpower, is he can essentially access any live feed and manipulate it to his heart's content. And he's latched onto the events going on with Black Star. He's been joined by another influencer named Master Meme, who is not a social media master. He's a performance artist who basically does Banksy-style street installations of artwork that are very famous and cause quite media furor, and they're usually very satirical. And he's made a mockery of the prisoner symbol, the whole keeping people locked away because of their powers thing, which he objects to, by making a satirical art installation pretty much immediately after it was announced that Black Star got free. So there's a media circus going on around this, and they say, look, we need to get hold of Black Star and get him locked away as quickly as possible because we know how this is going to end in a city that's already reeling from a nuclear disaster. Please help.
Wow.
No need to fear. Plastic Man is here.
Good.
Yes, we'll take care of it.
Right. You have basically any of the city resources that you need are at your disposal. And there's an understanding that there's probably going to be, like, compared to the result of this person being released unrestricted, any property damage and stuff like that will be minor concern compared to a nuclear blast going off in the middle of the major city.
Okay.
So you have carte blanche.
All right.
We tried to evacuate people, but the situation downtown is just too crazy. So we're talking about thousands of lives that we can't get to.
Okay.
And what was the supervillain's name? Black Star?
Black Star, yeah.
If we have access to everything, can I have a recycle truck that's full of plastics? Or is that too
Sure.
much? Okay, yeah. So I'll pull that up. I'll be pulling up in that like it's a garbage truck, and it's just filled with recyclable plastic of all kinds.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Black Star's on the loose. We got to get him. Got to get him. And then I'd probably be looking at my phone in Vox Viral, so I get this video going on. Just like, oh, that guy.
Yep. He's just all over the place. He's in like on TV screens, on unconnected TVs and things that have got like CCTV footage thingies, anything that's live streamed, he's got access to. So live news broadcasts and stuff like that. Because this guy is so annoying, they've switched to taped segments and things, just so he's not like everywhere all the time. But he can access your phone on your cell phone. He can access like all the CCTV and the private security cams, drone footage, anything like it's broadcast like via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And he looks like Max. Actually, I've got a photo of it. It looks like I put it in the
Like Max Headroom.
kinda. I'll put it in the chat.
So we're facing off against Max Headroom.
He's definitely involved. There he is.
Oh, nice.
God.
And the other one was Master Meme, right?
Master Meme, yeah. I don't have. Nobody knows what Master Meme looks like. He's just known for his installations, which show up mysteriously.
Okay.
Okay. So our objective is to get to corner Black Star and make sure that he can't absorb energy. Which
Right.
I have this plan with all this plastic to build a cage around him. To keep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
A plastic cage.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the tensile properties of certain plastics.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that.
I'm not saying I'm the
didn't work with-
smartest.
Didn't work with Gort from the day the Earth stood still, but you know he was a highly advanced killer robot from space.
Since I'm a press blog reporter, can I release onto the internet using my popular blog a short write-up and a picture of the offending individuals and for people to clear the streets?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, I will do that.
Yep. Vox Viral has no power over message forums and things like that, so that works.
Sweet.
One thing, he has made it very difficult for the police to track Black Star's activity through any CCTV footage and stuff. If for some reason they all seem to be malfunctioning, and it's like this. If this continues, they're going to charge him with accessory to whatever crimes Black Star is responsible for, because he's obviously using this for his clout. They don't know whether he's orchestrated it or not, but it certainly seems like he's been suspiciously involved from the start.
Vox Viral's behind it.
Yeah. He's so annoying. He's got this like mutant large grin. He's not like the Joker, except he's an influencer.
Well, I mean, we need to get to this guy. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got any leads? Any ideas? Any thoughts?
well,
Any superpowers to detect this massive energy source?
wouldn't if it's a powerful energy source, can we not just go to like a laboratory, like a commercial laboratory that has equipment that would do that? Or heck, why can't we just go down to the closest what do you call it? Place that has like a huge sort of do you call it? Dish, receiver dish, and see if we can't pick up something from there. I mean, there must be receiver dishes connected to things like airports and television companies and stuff like that pump out signals.
I can't help it.
Gas
You came to the
explosion.
right goat. And I take off my horns and I have on little receiving dishes now. They're spinning.
So you beat in on an unusual energy signature almost immediately. It's like a PKE meter by essentially the lack of energy. So it's a blank spot in the unit and the city's power grid. It's right in the center of the city, essentially in a big mall, a shopping mall place, by a bank.
Shopping mall by a bank. All right, let's
Let's go there.
let's head that way. Anybody want to ride in the truck?
Nope, I'm good.
Just gotta make sure I take my wallet since we're going down to the mall.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I get into the truck and I'm playing my banjo and I'm going.
In the truck, right on the truck, bro.
Yeah, you have to ride.
And the truck is just like smashing broken and burning cars out of the way, overturned police vehicles. There's occasional gunfight that you just drive straight through. Sorry, busy.
If I can, I want to shoot out of the window as I'm passing by at anything that looks like somebody's trying to shoot somebody they shouldn't be.
Yeah,
I'm probably not
it's
going to
basically a block war, Judge Dredd style going on. And you're just like,
I will have to say, if anybody put out their recycling, I would stop and get it on the way. Just pick it up and throw the plastic in there.
Have we just become rubbish men for you?
the truck is trying to do it automatically.
It's immensely slow.
Or let me guess, we can only pick up the rubbish for recycling as long as we don't stop and you're doing at least 100 kilometers an hour.
We're collecting plastic, so it's just like a plastic rubbish bin. So it just goes up, turns, and then it drops the entire thing into the
I'm probably strong enough to be able to catch that and flick it up over the top. So
yeah, speed up the whole process. It's like we need as much plastic as possible. Yeah.
Don't slow down.
All right. So by the time you get to the location, you have a massive churning cauldron of molten plastic going on.
Sweet.
Right.
Awesome. Yep.
You've got the Mount Doom of plastic.
I'll fill up my pack and everything else. I look like I've got like all of this arsenal, but it's all just pieces of plastic and stuff. I got like this child slide that's on my back, and just like little tykes, I have something strapped.
It could be like an undifferentiated blob of potential different plastic structures, like a silly putty type stuff that you then turn into different types of plastic.
Yes.
Nice. Or even animated, so it's moving along like a creature, or you're riding it like a worm of plastic.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and if I see any kids around, I'll take some empty water bottles and I'll like balloon animal them into like little superheroes and give it to them and stuff.
Make little action figures of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd practice that all day.
You're clearly not focusing on the task at hand.
He's not.
Hey, PR is an important part of every hero journey.
That's right.
It is.
The public isn't behind you.
Song.
Yeah. I mean, look at Spider-Man and the whole crane thing,
I'm just imagining all heat released from your molding plastics. You must smell great all the time.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Toxic fumes. Yeah. Anybody who's used like liquid 3D printers knows that unfixed plastic polymers are very dangerous. Don't inhale them. It's got nothing to do with my cough, by the way. Right.
All right.
So you're at the scene. He's somewhere in the building. It's a big like American mall. So it's a mezzanine floor. It's got glass elevators. It's got escalators going up to each floor. There's shopping center and food court on the bottom. Movie theaters and big chain brand stores on the second floor, and the third floor is offices and administration and city council offices, stuff like that. And car park below and all around.
Is it obvious? Can we see anything that obviously happening on the location that would
fleeing people?
Fleeing people. Okay, so I think we should go in the direction of the fleeing people, in the direction that they're fleeing away from. Does that make sense?
That's a good
The
plan.
people disagree. The
Agreed.
people disagree with you, but you have a truck.
Yeah.
Well, are we walking there or are we driving through the mall?
Well, I kind of figured I parked it outside.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Last
So we
time,
walk?
yeah.
We don't walk in Trump's America.
Okay.
Oh
all
yeah.
right.
There's
running.
Is there escalators everywhere?
Yep. Yeah.
Are there
Moving sidewalk.
are there there's got to be like a nearby next outside like the security office there's a Segway charging station and they're all still there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Real quick before we continue, Fred Huber wants to know if KFC won the fast food wars. What fast food restaurant won the wars? What's in the
It's
food
Taco
court?
Bell. Have you not watched Demolition
Yes,
Man?
that's what I was thinking. So
Taco Bell always wins because
So-
it's the cheapest, shittiest food possible.
So like the entire food court is all Taco Bells.
Yeah, they got like 4 ingredients. What do you want?
But yeah, I'm with Rick Rutherford over there. I think we go through the fleeing people and at a expedited pace.
They part like the Red Sea, or they're a red streak. The Baja Blast.
It's a Mountain Dew type.
Baja Blast. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Baja Blast.
I want to make sure nobody gets hurt, so I put on these horns that are like a wedge-shaped plow, so I push through people.
Sure. Now you're a super hood ornament. I like it. Essentially, that's shocking enough. Like seeing a goat person on top of a garbage truck, which is coming at you, which is like, yeah, that would shock them out of like even fleeing from a supervillain. I think a little bit. Yeah, eat recycled food. Okay, it's good for the environment and okay for you.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so what was the significance of the Taco Bell?
We're just answering chat. We're actually going through the crowds. We're trying to see what they're running from.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so we'll
No, I shouldn't read the chat.
No.
Okay, they'll give me bad ideas.
Probably.
So the second thing you notice is that the power is out in the building. It's obviously being siphoned by this guy somehow.
Okay.
And it's dim. The light in there is also dim because he's absorbing ambient light as well. Not much, but just a bit. So he's actively absorbing power.
Okay. Would we know where there's like I just want to say a fuse box. I'm not sure how malls work, but where a power source would be.
You've got agents with you who are close by, like who are in contact with you via radio and stuff, and they will give you city plans and stuff and locate it almost immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's a major junction essentially through that engineer's office right next to the elevator in the car park. And the computer in there, the password is 1234. That has all of the security stuff for doors and things like that, except for the banks and stuff, which have got their own separate secrets, obviously.
What was that password again? 12 what?
34.
34.
Is the password on a little label stuck above the key and the code so that everybody can figure out how to punch it in?
It's actually etched into a piece of old chewing gum underneath the chair on the swivel chair, the second swivel chair, the good one that's owned by the boss, by an end of a Sharpie. We checked.
Okay, all right. It's good to know. And clearly
I need to change the
that chair
passcode
is
on my
sitting
luggage.
beside the keypad, upside down, so we can see it clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Very good. Yeah, I think we head there, right?
Yeah, we weren't going to go there.
Yep.
There's no other where else will we want to go?
Well, Taco Bell.
No, we're not doing any shopping. That's after. Shopping's after.
Ran a
Well, you can
one-shot
collect
adventure.
recyclables from all the food court garbages.
Wow, Hot Topic. They still have those? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna head to whatever it is that they told us was there. What was it again? It was
A bank.
bank. Yes.
I was busy reading chat. I'm sorry.
So, what are you doing with in the security office?
Well, we want to look through the security footage, right, to see if what's going on the cameras, because there must be cameras in the security office.
All of the files that you access on the computer for the camera feeds are all like really confusing because they seem to be live feeds from somewhere else, like different locations. They've been essentially scrambled by the power of Vox Viral.
That's weird.
Is there any?
Isn't it weird that he's not just streaming to these?
Oh, Vox Viral, you mean? I'm surprised.
Yeah, he's streaming to everything else.
I say that into my phone. It is kind of weird that Vox Viral isn't streaming onto these security devices. I wonder what's up. See if
Are you
he's
broadcasting when you say that, or are you just saying that?
listening. No, yeah, I'm broadcasting.
Oh, okay. So
It
the
is like
computer,
the tech.
the computer that you're currently on, you hear it going as it's connecting to the internet because it's a really old computer for some reason. It has the internet dial tone. Look, it's got a modem. It's that
The mall
shitty.
security office computer. Of course, it's got dial-up still.
Yeah.
Shebang, shebang, shebang. Interesting. Okay. I'm out of ideas.
I'm so old I can do the dial tone. Yeah. So
I was just thinking that.
so a sketchy little Microsoft MPEG window pops open, like MP3 player version 1, and a pixelated, very slow version of Vox Viral appears on the screen and says, don't understand a word he said.
Do any of you guys know computer? I
I
just,
love
If I go
I
in,
use
I'll
a- I use a
like
lot.
$20.
everything in it.
yeah, that's Tabletop Bob is right where I was thinking too. I was wanting to know if maybe we could release Clippy on them. Is there like a Microsoft? Is there a Microsoft file we can open and send after Vox Viral?
Unfortunately, no. But I mean, maybe you could give me a roll a d20 for a computer check for your button mashing computer check.
Okay,
Our first dice roll of the game.
basic fail.
Ooh.
Basic fail. No, there's nothing that you can detect on this piece of shit computer.
Okay, yeah, that's
Hi, Steve C from Kentucky. Yeah. Basic fail. No, nothing good, nothing bad.
yeah, guys, this is dead end.
Yeah. You're like, open the start menu. Nah. Open a docs window. I'm not a hacker.
Yeah, if you can't even find Clippy, then you're just not computer material, you know.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. MS-DOS sucked. Awful.
I think I've been waiting outside this room long enough that the rocket that has replaced my legs has begun to burn a hole in the ground.
Yep. Yep. It's left an interesting pattern in the on the carpet, that's for sure. But it's just mall carpet, so it's all right. It's like casino carpet. Damn near indestructible.
Okay.
What do you think, guys?
So wait, are you standing guard? Is that what you're doing?
Well, you see, if I go inside, all of you are going to become roast chicken. It becomes an oven very quickly.
What are you, do you
we
just
don't want to be roast chicken. I mean,
do you just hover? Do you just hover like that all the time?
Yes, you get used to it.
AJ, shut up. That's really weird and distracting.
Oh, right.
I love this game. I love this game. Okay.
JPEG has absolutely no utility with computers, so he's just wandering around the rest of the office, just playing his banjo and mumbling.
All right. Well,
So you all feel a tremendous vibration around you, like the entire concrete superstructure of the mall is being hit by something.
oh shit.
But it's a slow, gradual, like, and then there's this release and a cacophonous boom. The floor rebounds and shakes, and then you hear a crashing sound from the direction of the bank.
All right. Yeah, we.
And then And then there's a
Very good
plume of concrete dust smoke which comes pluming
shit.
out of the
Out of the
He's
bank.
gone shopping. Yeah, let's
All
go
right.
to the
in the
bank.
bank.
Oh yeah, expedited. Yeah, we're headed there quick.
While I'm running there, I go, oh, this building is a crumbling and I do not feel prepared. It's rumbling like a mountain and I must say that I'm scared. And if not for the witch's bell, you'd hear just how I scream. But since I'm only singing, I'll just yodel till we're creamed. Yodel-ay-hee, yodel-ay-ooh.
I run as fast as I can to get as far away from him as I can.
Amazing.
Well done. Well
that's
done.
So while he's singing that, and we're
That's-
running towards the bank, I suddenly realized I need to use the toilet. Okay, and I zip into the public toilets and say, "I'll catch up."
Okay. All right. Okay, so it's just me and Banjo Man and Unijet back there.
Unijet gets to the bank faster than all of you because he's got rocket speed.
Okay.
So he gets to see that there's a big cloud of smoke coming out of the thing because the bank vault, which is kind of like past the bank tellers and past the officers and down sort of, it's visible from there. That's the source of all the smoke, and it's basically been ripped out of the building somehow.
The
and
vault?
there's a massive hole in the vault, and there's a big hole in the floor
Oh
where
shit.
it seems to have been pulled through the floor.
Oh shit.
Wait, further down?
Yeah. Now you know that underneath the bank is car park.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
They're getting away. Quick to the recyclemobile.
They stole the whole fucking bank?
They stole everything that's
Bank
inside of it.
vaults don't normally make good getaway cars, but I see Black Star can do anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they're going down to the. I mean, yeah. We got to get to the recyclemobile. This seems like we got a car chase.
Recyclemobile?
I'm going to
Wait,
look for a
I
box.
have an
of-
idea.
Oh, what? What's your idea?
What if we just lock him in the vault where there's no light, no power, and several feet of metal between him and any power source?
Is he in the vault or is he down in the car park? I want to look in the vault.
Well, both. The vault is now in the car park.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we need to go down. Right?
Yep. Follow me.
Okay.
Just straight down the hole.
All right. Harden for. I'm gonna manipulate. So I want to find a box of bank pins, and I want to use my ability to manipulate and mold plastics, and I want to make those box of pins into a rope to lower myself down. This, and then go down.
Sure. Yep, they seem to fly out of individual, the ones on chains, next
Yes.
to the counters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Does this melt into an ooze, which forms into a braided rope
Okay.
that you can
Sweet.
easily do.
All
In
right.
fact, you don't even have to climb; you can just hold onto it, and it just basically oozes you down.
I love that. Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
I've got helicopter horns and I'm playing my banjo while I fly down.
Right.
I finally
I'm
catch
Mary
up.
Poppins, yo.
I finally catch up and watch them all going down, and I just use my web. And
Yeah,
just-
you can
Oh,
literally
okay.
just drop down without like using your web at all. Your legs can absorb the impact easily.
Mm.
You have to do the whole superhero drop down on one knee and foot like a crazy person.
Right.
Yeah, that seems so painful.
I do feel like that is the worst type of landing to do, but yeah.
Yeah, but it looks really cool because the concrete smoke comes down and like plumes out around you, and then you rise up with it coming off you like a cape. Very, very 90s.
Very cool.
Tim Burton would be hard. Okay,
Awesome. So yeah.
so you have the still sparking bank vault, which is actually absorbing electricity from broken wires around it. The door is ajar, and inside it's dark, but you can sense the swearing and bitching of the figure who's inside there. So Black Star is inside the vault currently.
Do we think that that Black Star is aware of our presence?
I have given you no indication to say so.
Okay.
How loud was my singing?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
to
that would
try
give
to
that would
figure out if
possibly
Black
be given.
Star's aware of our presence.
Yeah.
I would say yes, going by the singing of the man goat. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and since we're superheroes, I mean, I don't think we sneak. I just think there's nowhere for you to go now, Black Star. We've got you surrounded.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
I'm gonna shoot a web over the partially open bank vault door, just in case he decides to make a run for it.
Okay. So you go and basically stitch it up like a really bad welding job. Now, Unijet, you voiced the plan earlier on to lock him in the vault.
Yes. And at this point, I am going to try to push the door shut, slam it shut, and spin the wheel to lock it.
This is problematic because it's now being gummed up by web.
Very problematic.
I thought I was helping. I will throw my shoulder against the door and try to help him close the
Yes.
door.
We're going to chalk that one up to clever but futile idea. Were you present when Dennis was talking about the idea, or were you currently away from your computer going to
I
the
think he
toilet?
was in the bathroom.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. So I would have. This is very appropriate because my character was in the public toilets at the time and probably has not been aware of everything that's been going on
Didn't
since
hear
then.
it,
So yeah, I've kind of ballsed things up.
Life imitates art. I like it. Okay. So it comes down to him rolling a dice roll to try and break out of the vault. I'm going to roll a d20 for that. I'm going to use one of Jake's custom creations.
Ooh.
Those things are awesome.
Oh wow.
And the result is a 14, which is a basic success. So he goes, and there is a as the strands of the web break and the vault door slams open, and he is momentarily he's about to step through. You guys have a choice to make what action you take to stop him.
I
So-
stop right in front of him and I look agape and I just open my mouth wide, stunned.
I just want to whip him up. Like a little
Okay.
tattoo.
All right, this will be a simultaneous
I-
action, so everybody's doing everything at the same time. It's not D&D.
Okay.
I want to use my major superpower illusions and use my jet to heat the pavement around us to create a mirage and make it look like we're not even here.
Ah, so you get an invisible field yourself. Interesting.
Heat mirage.
Yes. The actual rule says can manipulate the senses of targets so that any or even all of their senses are convinced of whatever the user decides.
Sure. Okay.
I was about to
so-
say he wrote it, dude,
Just-
but we're on live stream, so people do need to know.
I
Yes, I remember all 700 powers intimately.
I made like 40 for my game, and I still don't know them.
Yeah. Wally, what are you going to do?
while those guys are doing that, I'm going to while I'm watching him be covered in web, I would like to in front of him. So if he gets out of the web or if he doesn't see it, I want to maybe I'm assuming there's some plastic totes in there, and I want those plastic totes and my plastic pin rope, and I want to whirl them around and have a turnstile. So if he does escape, he has to go through. He has a goes through the turnstile.
There really is
Interesting.
plastic everywhere in our world.
Yeah, there's plastic.
Yeah,
everywhere.
so
Yes.
okay, so that appears in front of him rapidly, and it's very confusing because he doesn't know where it's coming from because he briefly saw a bunch of people who then disappeared at the same time that this plastic formed this thing. So he doesn't know what was illusion, the people or the turnstile in front of him. The turnstile seems ridiculous, so he can't believe that it's true, and he tries to break through it only to discover that it's actually real. He is, though, now considerably more powerful than an ordinary human being, and his force of the strength that he applies to this plastic turnstile is pretty high.
Okay.
So he's going to try and break through that as well.
And the web is slowing him down, I hope, right?
Yes, a little bit. So he's got a basic success. He's going to break through eventually.
Okay.
It's not going to hold him.
Yeah. He'll figure it out that if you just like move it up and over a little bit, it'll rotate freely. Or there's a button on the side that says forward or reverse. If he were to hit one of the buttons, he could.
Unless he's too dumb. It varies.
Yeah. That's
it.
It's all safe. It's all safety
the
measures.
Cars.
The cars.
What'd you say,
Cars
David?
are mostly plastic.
Yes, the bumpers. That's true.
No, the
Bumpers,
whole
the
thing.
casings, the seats, everything.
Wow.
Parts of the engine.
Yeah.
The
I'm
outer-
impressed with your
outer
plastic
shell.
knowledge.
The outer shell, as I've discovered recently after hitting a deer.
Oh,
Right.
When I was a truck driver, we were taught if there's a deer in front of you, Bambi's going to die. Just keep going.
It was
Yeah.
the size of a dinosaur.
that's a big deer.
crikey.
That
We do
doesn't
have
narrow
some-
it down at all.
We do have some.
I'm like, raptors?
We've got some fairly large deer in New Zealand, but they're nothing compared to like a moose.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
A moose will mess up a big rig.
Moose are just prehistoric. They're essentially what a prehistoric elk would be like. All right.
Cool.
So he's still technically in the bank vault. He hasn't escaped yet. So round it goes back to you.
Oh. Well, he's probably trying to get out of that web he's broken out of that web that I threw at him last time, isn't he? So
Well, you
that's-
threw it at you stitched up the bank door. He then basically pushed the bank door a little bit opener,
Yeah.
and then a plastic turnstile appeared in the space of the bank door. So it's now gummed up with shards of plastic because he's trying to break through that. So it's bits of plastic, bits of web, but he's still behind it.
Can I web a piece of furniture and try to drag it and throw it into the vault if it's partly open?
You have to basically try and throw him further back.
Well, try to throw it into him. I don't know if it's
Sure.
going to throw him further back, but maybe it'll slightly daze him or just annoy him. I don't know.
Sounds like a good plan. Roll me a d20.
Okay. It's that one. And I got 20.
Oh,
A 20, a critical
Whoa.
success.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. So what happens is you miss him entirely. You hit the bank vault door
Oh,
on the
shit.
way, like you grab a couch, which is near the it's like the staff break room is right by the bank vault door because it's a lesser used space. Right. And also people waiting for bank like secure waiting vaults and stuff like that have to wait there while they bring it out to them and they go to a special viewing room. That sort of thing. So there's a couch there. You fling the couch as hard as you can at him. It hits the bank vault door. The bank vault door then slams closed. And there's no power, so the automatic closing locking mechanism doesn't work. But the door is now closed.
Long.
Simultaneously that you are doing this, what are the rest of you doing?
I would like to make him now think that the door of the vault is on the opposite side. So he'll be trying to break through solid vault wall instead of just pushing a door open.
Ooh, that's tricky. Okay, give me a d20 roll.
Come on, metal dragon bone dice. 18.
Nice, smooth success. He doesn't even notice. So you manage to reorganize the thing so suddenly the door is behind him and he's like, how did I get spun around? He turns backwards to the door now and faces the other way. So he's about to try and power open the back wall of the vault.
Quickly, close it! Lock the door!
Okay. Simultaneously, Wally and Jake, what are you doing?
Is there anything above the vault door with the space that it would open that I could like cause to collapse and block the door?
The rubble consists of concrete blocks and steel reinforcing rods and the occasional bit of cable.
Would a few sticks of dynamite work?
Yes.
what are you doing?
Okay. Oh,
Oh
I don't
no.
know. I don't say anything in character. So
Mhm.
My helicopter horns are still on. I fly up and I go, I am prepared. And I start pulling out a stick of dynamite.
Wait, your horns don't turn into dynamite?
No, I actually have dynamite separately.
Okay.
I live on a mountain and I have rail cars, so it makes sense that I have some way of making a path.
This is very, very true.
True. So Wally, the door has slammed shut.
I would like to let's see, manipulate plastics, mold into shapes, and harden for defense and or restraint. I want to use Unijet's idea there and start ripping the bumpers off of cars and reinforcing the vault so he can't get out.
Okay, so you start gathering plastic.
Yeah.
Don't forget your vehicle is pretty much in the mall as well, so that's actually closer than other vehicles. So you can pull on your full reserve of molten plastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Including the entire vehicle, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can move so much of the plastic that the vehicle would move with it.
Okay. I'll do that as well then. Yeah.
It's true. I wonder if Magneto ever thought of that. Why don't I just make a car made out of solid metal? That is the engine. I am the engine. Yeah.
I am the engine.
What's your car running on? I can psychically control the plastic inside the tank.
Mr. Fusion, isn't it?
That's great for you, but yeah, what about the rest of us? Yeah, Mr. Fusion, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So that'll happen soon.
Okay.
As I said, the bad guy slams the inside of the vault very mysteriously. You can hear him pounding away at the wrong side of the vault for some reason. And you get some idea of how strong he is because the vault actually shakes. So he's absorbed enough power to probably be immune to most conventional weapons and be super strong. Like he could punch through a car engine block at this point.
Oh my gosh! What are we gonna do?
It also means that he's getting progressively stupider.
Can he punch through a plastic engine block? That's the question.
Maybe.
All right. So he's the vault is shaking. What happens now?
Oh, you guys still hear my banjo from above?
Well, I want to step back when it gets to my turn because I'm really worried about the dynamite, frankly.
Yeah. Is there an area in particular that the Black Star seems to be smashing through, or is it like
the opposite side from the door?
Okay, the opposite side of the door. So all right, so I guess we're gonna head over on that side. I'll have my truck over there. This is gonna be dangerous, you guys. It's gonna be dangerous. I don't know what to do.
Since it's all happening simultaneously, Dennis, if you wanted to tell them what's going on in character, that's perfectly fine. Because Unijet's the only one who really knows what manipulation he's done inside the thing. You guys just have to guess. Otherwise.
Don't worry, he doesn't know which side the door's on. He's that dumb, and it was very easy to trick him with my mirage.
Magic.
You did good. What other tricks do you have? Because this one's going to be over in 3, 2.
Well.
Man, I guess we just sit back and wait and get ready for him, huh? I'm gonna.
He's gonna make another door in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna get ready. I've got all my plastic. Just gonna brace.
Do we know? Like he can't hold on to this energy forever, right? Do we know how long or what can speed up the process of its dissipation?
It depends entirely on how much power he can absorb. So if he gets hold of like a nuclear power station or something like that, the potential is terrible. He got hit with a lightning bolt, which basically gave him a big boost to begin with. But he's had, aside from like gaining power from the national grid sort of thing, most of the places where he tries to draw a lot of current burn out. The fuses burn out straight away because they're not used to pumping to more than 240 volts. So he has to do it sort of gradually. So he moves to a place like a mall where there's category 3 wiring and industrial wiring and stuff like that. So he
Can
can
we-
absorb it from all the different outlets simultaneously. So that's
Can-
basically what he was trying to do. And he headed to the bank because he didn't know what to do, and he knew that he was vulnerable. So he's heading somewhere to secure as much money as possible to get it to hide out somewhere.
Does anybody
No
have
Does
point
he,
any?
going-
like,
no point
use
going
his
over to-
energy every time he hits something?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So we just need to
Well,
get
we'll
pummeled enough, and then the city's safe.
Well, we can just keep putting up walls to reinforce, or do we have a way of moving this vault somewhere else?
Yeah, that's the tricky thing because not only is the vault really heavy, but he's really heavy too. He caused the vault to fall through the floor by
Yes.
exceeding its weight limit. So this guy's becoming basically like a black hole. And yeah, like all you literally have to do is like spin the lock and close and lock the door, and he can't get out because he can't absorb any more power in there.
Okay.
And he's not strong enough to break through the vault.
I'll lock that and be like, yeah. I'll spin it and be like, by the
I haven't
way,
actually locked it yet.
I didn't realize that either.
Yes.
He'll never get out of
Yeah.
this
The
because that
DM give us the game, take us away. Your
Yes.
characters would know.
yes. I'll lock it and then I'll look at the key code. Like, he'll never get out of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll never figure that out.
Yeah, it can literally only be opened from the outside mechanically now.
Okay.
Unless you somehow like reinstall it. The original security system is just
good.
a bunch of mess. Yeah, so he's screwed. Now he has as much oxygen as there is in the vault, I suppose, unless modern vaults have like, yeah, I imagine modern
They do
day.
have ventilation systems, but they have to be powered.
Really? Oh, okay, he's screwed. Right, because yeah, that's the aspect of his power is he can't stop absorbing energy, essentially. It's a Faraday cage. What is a Faraday cage? So yeah, he's stuck in there. You've trapped him. You got him.
We got him. That's it. We won. Yay.
Well, I don't know. I get this distinct feeling that's not exactly the case. I'm looking around. Is there a food court nearby?
Yep.
I'm looking for somewhere where there's maybe some sort of powdered substance. Lightly
Sure.
powdered substance, flour or
Mhm.
something like that. Because I would like to empty a bag of that stuff into the ventilation system, so it floats into the confined vault space.
Dude, apparently I got that wrong about vaults. Look at Steve C. He said there are baffles that are open when the power goes out.
I have no
Okay.
idea what any of that is.
Well, that's where I would be. It'll be pouring into the baffles.
Okay, so you want to
Holes in
put
the
it? Do you want to fill the room that you're in, including the inside of the bank vault, with flour dust?
No. Just the bank vault. Just the bank vault.
Just the inside of the bank
Just
vault.
the bank. Yeah, I want to get the dust into there.
Okay, you do.
All right. Let's hope he has really bad asthma.
It's not. He's not. He's not enjoying that. Yeah. So because there are baffles, I suppose you can hear a little bit of what is like he's screaming on the inside. He's got a real problem with confinement because he's been locked away in darkness confinement for the last, since the 5 years or so since the last disaster. I don't know whether I said 5 years or 10 years, but he's been stuck in permanent solitary confinement with no visitors, no outside contact and stuff, apart from being let out for brief moments in cloudy, overcast days in a tiny yard.
Mm.
Yeah. He has to take cold showers, eat cold meals.
Oh, that
He
sucks.
spends most of his time in darkness.
I let him out.
No wonder he's pissed.
He's super pissed. And now he's locked in a fucking bank vault and it's mostly his fault. So he's really, really, he's dumb and he's angry.
Oh, yeah. We gotta let him out, you guys. I feel bad for him.
Full of
He's-
flour.
he's-
No, we can't.
he's now-
Look at the prompt. Look at our mission. It says here he killed what 100,000 people.
150,000 people
150.
the last time people they caught him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's now as articulate as Rocky Balboa. Slam, slam.
Nice.
So I don't know what's happening exactly right now, but now that the flour is in the baffles and floating around in that vault, hopefully, I'm going to ask somebody, has anybody got a lighter or a match?
I look down.
Time to throw it in there and see what happens. I'm pretty sure flour explodes in the dust form.
It can do, yes.
But won't he just absorb it?
Yep.
Oh.
That's why I didn't put dynamite next to him.
Maybe you should sing him to sleep.
Well, don't throw throw any lighters or matches in there. That don't do that.
Okay.
I thought about that, but
Hey.
at least his asthma's been triggered. Hey, and he was going to need medication for that. So
Yeah,
Plastic Man.
Number
weren't you
2 on the
talking
dice.
About...
that's me.
Number 2 on the dice is called a painful blunder. That's when you figure out that him slamming on the metal doors inside the vault is also causing sparks.
Oh,
oh, darn,
damn.
it's getting stronger.
Is it strong enough though? Is it strong enough?
It will be, but
No.
I'm gonna have to go
Wait,
inside and
quickly.
line. What?
No, Plastic Man. Weren't you saying something about fumes earlier?
Yeah, my name's Pablo.
My name's Pablo.
Pablo Man.
Yeah, but we do
No,
not,
just
we do
Pablo.
not, we cannot call you that in public.
Oh, that's right. Plastic Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody was complaining because when I make the plastic animals, it smells like melted plastic.
True.
Okay.
Do you want me to
so
use that?
We've got to do something more.
Oh, I don't know. That would really trigger his asthma.
Filling the vault with
Do you know
molten
of any
plastic.
molten plastics that exude toxic fumes?
Yeah,
you give
water
him cancer eventually.
water bottles do. You're not supposed to leave them drink them if you leave them in the sun. They fill with chemicals.
For 3 days, though. For 3 days.
Or if they're melted.
It doesn't happen straight away.
Yeah, but have you seen the way I melt that shit? It just, I mean, I'm worth 3 days of melted plastic.
All right.
Not to brag.
So, something's got to go in there to knock him out. And obviously, you know, we got to, he has to breathe. Somebody do something. I've put the flour in there. Come on.
We'll use my rocket as a sort of fan to blow the fumes inside the hole here.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. I mean, if you want to kill him, you could literally fill the inside of this place, thanks to the
Well, we
baffles,
can't-
with molten plastic.
We
So
can't
he
kill
can't
him.
breathe. Okay.
I can't kill him.
Yeah, we can.
It sounds like you're trying to kill him.
Can't kill him, you
I mean,
guys.
No,
just-
we're just trying to knock
I'm
him
just
out
an uninformed
in a
layman,
very
but it
unhealthy way.
Oh, that's a grit.
it sounds like you're trying to poison him with toxic gas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Fred
Wait,
Huber's just got a
are
great
we-
idea. I'm
wait,
I'm
are we
stealing
supposed
that.
to kill him? Hang on, I never actually read these things. I start scrolling on my phone to read the mission statement.
You're tasked with bringing him in by any means necessary,
Okay. All right, I'm
neutralizing the threat.
gonna go in. I'm gonna use Fred Huber's idea, and I'm going in. Guys, let me in the vault.
What?
And I'm
What's the
and,
code again?
and it's something. And then I'm going to. I love this idea. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna start making bubble wrap. Just layers and layers of bubble wrap.
Gonna wrap him in bubble wrap.
Yeah.
All right.
Man,
so,
that's so creative.
so
wish
I
would've
will
came up with
prepare
that.
the code. I'll press the button.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that it?
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
4 numbers?
It is.
It's amazing. I can't remember that. All right.
It's written on
four-
the underneath of the chair, right
Yeah.
next to the the panel. So it's
Yeah.
not.
the 4 numbers were just for the office security.
Oh,
okay,
right,
all
right.
right.
This is
Oh,
the
okay.
vault. Yeah,
The,
yeah.
the,
Maybe it won't
the,
work.
the vault, which has no power, is just a mechanical lock. that you
Okay,
just
so
turn.
we just have to turn it then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pull it open.
Okay, so you're opening the door.
Yeah, by this time I've got like miles of plastic bubble wrap. As I and one of you got to go in with me because we're going to circle this dude, wrap him up. Maybe Spidey
Miles
there.
of bubble.
Maybe Rick Rutherford. You with your spider webs.
Stop
you can
it!
hold the
Stop doing that. We're in public.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
sorry, Spider. Yeah.
Stop doing that.
you
It's
can
arachnid person. Arachnid person, I swear.
you can spider web the plastic wrap in place. So the bubble wrap.
Okay.
Because he's bouncing off the walls. You can hear him, and he's making the energy.
It's arachnid them, not Spider-Man.
Oh, that's right, arachnid man.
Or arachnid them they.
The teacher would teacher AJ. Somebody has put their hand up and requires your attention.
Yes, Jake. What was it?
Not sure when to jump in, so I want everybody to hear from above. Well, I got me some dynamite I brought from home. Gonna blow this whole dang mall to the kingdom come. And like I'm lighting fuses.
All right.
Kind of all doing our own thing, aren't we?
Everybody makes creeper noises. The clock is ticking. Many explosives.
Here, what is
Small confined
grab?
space. Villain that absorbs power to create mass.
No, it's above that floor in the mall itself, trying to drop stuff on it.
You want to drop the entire roof of the mall on top of
The vault.
the vault? And you guys?
What are you doing?
He's a goat. What would you expect?
No!
Quickly, before the goat finishes his plan.
This is
I never
this is where
said
the
I
DM
was
says
wise.
No,
this is the part of the show where the DM says, "Are you sure?
No, no.
Are you sure you want to do that?"
Goat man.
Let me just calculate the surface area of the Earth's gravitational constant.
Okay, well maybe I could like poke my head down into the hole and I say, "You boys better run."
Never have I seen a villain more terrifying.
He's on our side. He's
Is
on
he?
our
Is
side.
he?
Apparently.
Okay. Yeah, so if I see Goat Man up there out ready to blow up the entire place, I'm hopping in my truck and getting out of here then.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Your truck
I'm
truck is slightly distant, but you can
Yeah.
you can run out and get there before the dynamite starts
Yeah.
to detonate.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a flash of light and weird, like ripple in the air, and this figure also pops out of nowhere. Hang on a second. I'll just load a picture for the players.
Oh, it's going to be. It's. Let's hope it's not Max Headroom's sister, because that might be too much to deal with.
Was that a thing?
Oh
So
my
these-
God! It's Max Headroom's brother.
It looks like his older twin brother, but in fact, this is Doc Digital. He comes from an alternate reality where Vox Viral is actually grew up to be a hero, not a villain.
Oh.
He appears and his temporal portal, he drops out the bottom of his temporal portal just as the dynamite drops into the top of the temporal portal and vanishes. And he drops out and goes, no. Oh, well, okay, that was lucky. Hi. And then
Hi.
he gets punched solidly in the side of the head by Blackstar, who damn near takes his head off, and he goes powering across the room, unconscious, slamming into the concrete wall and sliding to the floor. His pristine white leather outfit now splattered with blood.
That was Doc?
Somebody. Never got to the
Somebody who
introduction.
just showed up out of nowhere, out of a portal.
We had
Wonderful.
a whole episode of his backstory before, and then he just appeared and got knocked out immediately.
Yep. Oh no,
Welcome back in
not
the
another.
prequel.
Oh no, not another bowl of petunias. Yep, he got slammed into the. Yeah, it was not a great start to his career.
All right. I'm gonna, as I'm running away from this explosive goat crazy person, I'm gonna check his vitals and drag the body away from the potential explosive area if there is time. Otherwise, he will die.
Sure, yeah. Well, the explosives are now in an alternate universe, causing God knows what damage to the lab, the top secret temporal lab facility where he just arrived from in an alternate universe. So
the explosives went to the other universe and we got Doc.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm like still running. I'm like, it should have exploded by now.
So yeah, like a portal arrives, he drops through it as the dynamite drops in from the top, like portal.
Mm.
So from the perspective of the alternate universe, he dropped into the top of their portal and a bunch of dynamite dropped out of the bottom instantaneously.
See you later, 817.
So they're like, So he's now stranded in your universe, Quantum Leap style.
Oh,
man.
nice.
Yeah. but he doesn't have to worry about that. Mainly, he's just got fractured teeth and a broken jaw.
Let's hope that let's hope that his soul, when that passes from his body, has to pass into a goat.
Right.
So well done. You've declared war on a completely different universe. Nice.
Okay.
Did I?
It looks
Yeah.
like we're fighting this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think we just got to take him out.
He's out now. He's out, isn't he? So.
Yeah.
No, that was in character.
Well, you don't know in character that he's from an alternate universe. He just appeared to teleport there, so he looks like Vox Viral. He's just older.
Gotcha.
He's just older. So yeah, it's a confusing situation, but he's currently neutralized, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't have a warrant to kill him. So
Yeah.
if you want to drag him out to safety, sure.
Yeah, make sure he doesn't go anywhere. We've been trying to get him for a while, assuming that's Vox Viral.
Yeah, he's very easy to. Hey, bone shard. He's very easy to secure because he doesn't have super strength. Oh, I had a tooth removed. That's why the bone shard.
I see.
Want to explain why I'm spitting.
I'm glad you're not eating people on camera.
No, it's me. Yeah. So yeah, he doesn't have super strength or anything, so he's easy to secure in a plastic wrap.
What the
While we bubble
We
wrap
got another
him,
couple for you.
yeah. While we bubble wrap him, we kind of I pop a few when we do it. I just think I love that. That's so cool.
You can make them pop with musical notes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because you created it, and bubbles of different sizes are gonna
So
have
it's
different pitches.
so it's actually Michael Bublé. Bublé.
Yeah, you can make like little whoopee cushion bubbles.
Wow.
Anything you want. Cool. Okay. So the authorities who have been monitoring the situation as best they can through their non-broadcast receivers and stuff assess that the situation is largely in hand, and they arrive on the scene to secure the vault and the contents of the vault, being the supervillain. They also secure Doc Digital because they're
Oh, good.
they say this isn't Vox Viral. We don't have Vox Viral in custody, but we're very interested in this individual who's just dropped through a portal because we suspect that he's not from Earth.
Well, not
Also,
this
he's
Earth.
making our strange, like the machines that our slightly eccentric scientists make, going ping ping ping, saying that he's not from our universe, and that shouldn't be. So we're making sure that he's not. Something weird. Meanwhile, thanks very much. We've forwarded a $50,000 fee into each of your accounts.
Oh, nice.
That's courtesy of the bank. And thank you very much
That could
for
last
your
me like a couple days, maybe.
Yes.
heroing in Trump's America. It doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
So well done, guys.
Is that
Lucky or stupid, I don't know. But
I have a question.
Absolutely both.
Are we the heroes? Because it just occurred to me that
nobody died.
well, that's true, but no, don't villains either knock people out, but mostly kill them and then wrap them in glad wrap, and we're wrapping we're wrapping people in bubble wrap. It's so similar. I feel that the bubble wrap thing.
it's
sort
Bublé
of
rap
suggests
actually, because it makes music.
Bublé, Bublé.
Doc Digital also has a sticker label on him that says $10.99 a pound. I have label maker horns.
All
Nice.
right. I'm assuming we've secured it. So we're able to get out of the we'll be able to get out of the mall. It's obviously not going to be suitable for shopping because it's probably a mess. I'm assuming right now there's just all the shops will be closed.
It's actually not that bad. I mean, all you've basically done is I mean, he caused the most of the property damage, which is smashing the bank vault through the floor. And that obviously is going to cause a lot of like cost to fix and stuff. But that's not your fault. He did that.
Yeah.
Essentially, all you did was make a mess of like plastic and web polymer.
Okay.
If
There you go. Well, that's normal. We are in tier on any kind.
Oh yeah,
of,
and one broken couch.
Yeah.
okay. And And as we're leaving, I would probably like I'll catch up with you guys, and I would probably just walk through the container store with all the Tupperware and just go and just smell the plastic.
I was just waiting for you to say that as you walk through the Tupperware store, it all just sticks to you.
That's what I was picturing.
I'm not magnetic. I can.
No,
I mean,
but-
just think about it for a second. If you control, like most people have been absorbing microplastics through their food for a number of years now.
Yeah.
Remember the
Dang.
scene? Remember the scene where Magneto gets a security guard with the metal injected into his body?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got that automatically with people. Like you could just literally go and like levitate somebody on the plastic in their body. That would be so freaky.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you're helping the environment because you're taking microplastics out of them.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Pablo, man. That's Marvel. Give me a call.
Yeah. And also like quite cool that there's a couple of superpowers in this current session which would have been useless like 50 to 60 years ago. Manipulating live camera broadcast feeds and plastics.
Yeah.
So yeah. But nowadays they're superpowers. All right. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Short
is that
and sweet?
Oh, that was it. Okay, very good.
Yep.
That was
We're
good.
done. We're
Well
done.
done.
We're good. And to finish off,
Nice.
obviously, I will be releasing a blog, as I am a press blog reporter on the whole thing, and I'm assuming I have a camera that I can use to take pictures of everything.
It's an old style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got all the best shots.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you, AJ. That was a good game.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That was so easy.
Do you want to? You guys want to sit out and hang out and talk about it a little bit more? Do you want to get off stream, or what would we like to do next?
I'm good to hang out for a minute. I just wanted to chat about like planned expansions to the game system.
Yeah,
per se.
tell us about it.
So the gear system that we had at the start of the game, that is good for characters that are like super science, aliens, any sort of super gadgets and stuff like that. You can handle that with the one system very easily. So you just basically build your character and say, this is what my character concept is. It's an ordinary person who's got this super gear and super resources. Because that's all it really boils down to is what you've got on you and what you can get access to in the moment during the game. And for aliens and stuff like that, essentially just another table for alien-themed high technology, weird alien powers and stuff. Essentially, you just roll a minor power and a mutation that represents your alien race. So that's normal for your species. That seems to be how they handle it in most comic books. It's just like every member of this race comes from a high gravity world, so they're short and stocky and super strong.
Rifts did that too.
Yeah, easy. And after that, it's magic, and magic can be handled as in the spells just emulate superpowers. And you can basically pick a selection of spells that your character has access to, and they can just use those as much as they want. There's no
There's no resource management. No Vancian magic. No knowing the smell. Preparing the spell.
Magic should
to knowing the spell, and then having a spell slot, which is different to knowing the spell and preparing the spell, because this is the best system to always have 3 different ways of dealing with magic, so that it is as confusing as possible.
Flawless.
Yeah.
No notes.
Yeah. So your character starts out with a certain number of spells, and they have to find the spells or learn the spells or be imparted or imbued with the spells during the gameplay. I'm very big on the idea of like if you guys were suddenly covered in like if you got immersed in the molten gas of like the toxic plastic chemicals or something, there's a chance that you could get a further mutation in the game.
Ooh.
If it was anything more than a one shot, that would certainly be a part of it.
Yeah.
Is developing your character into a true freak.
Oh,
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, and I recommend like if you get extra superpowers during the game, you have to roll on a mutation table.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was just looking at your table here for the D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, D20, and the percentile. And it's got different grades of failure and different grades of success.
So although I only used the D20 during this game to just to cut down on the confusion, you use percentile mainly for skill and random chance things. Those are just basically it's a fit, pass or fail. There's no nuance involved in a percentile roll.
Yeah.
With the D4, essentially the lower the dice number is, the more dramatic the result is going to be. So on a D4, you've got a very high chance of a critical failure or a critical success. There's no middle ground. With a D20, it's much more nuanced. So you've got all those chances of a basic success or a basic fail, much more prevalent. But as I said before we started streaming, I believe that I don't believe in statistics. All the dice rolls that you make at the table are just a single dice roll, in which case there is no probability curve. Like
Right,
people like the idea of probability curves, but in actual practical play, it makes no difference.
But I mean, essentially, what you've done is if depending on which dice you pick up, will essentially determine your chance of success and failure. So you don't have to add a bonus to it, which is, Dennis was doing this with sagas, but to a different degree. You haven't got a numerical number. You decide on which dice is going to have the greatest variation in terms of success and failure. So I suppose if you want, I mean, I guess, I still feel like there is a definitely a percentage chance, but you don't have no target number, and you're just picking the dice that you think is suitable for the situation.
Yeah, well, the DM,
Right.
the game host is doing that.
Yeah.
Notice that I asked you to roll dice. You guys didn't ask me if you could roll dice to accomplish a thing. And during the game, that gives me the option of saying, okay, you don't have to roll a dice. Describe some part of your character's backstory. If you do it well, if I believe it, if everybody is invested, or if we laugh, or if it's funny, you automatically pass. If it's really hilarious, it's a critical success.
It's my kind of game.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I really like using. I'm looking at the actual charts for different dice, and I know you said probability curves don't really matter, but I can't help but see them anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at D20 and I'm like, okay, most of this is basic fail or basic success. And then look at the D4 and that's a 25% of a critical something, 50% chance of a critical something. So like I like the option of being able to say, okay, roll a smaller die if whatever is going to happen here is going to be more extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many years ago, I actually came up with a one-page RPG system using just D4 dice, called it the D4 system. And in actual play, which was very much like this, a very free flow improv style situation, it was just too extreme. Like every result that resulted in a dice roll just sent the game off in a spiraling thing. So we had exploding space stations and all sorts of crazy shit going on. With Super Atomic, essentially, the theme so far has been try and prevent a nuclear explosion, but one's going to happen at some point in the game. It's just built in. And I think that's a pretty good metric of like the stakes should be very high because the probabilities of anything happening are also very high. And, we're not here to play around. Well, we are here to play around.
We're definitely here to play around.
We're not here
Wrong
to take
analogy.
it. We're not here to not take risks and have our characters, have a good chance of getting blown up.
Yeah.
Well, especially with superheroes, like everything that's superhero is based on the world's ending, you have to do something.
Right, and there's usually an NPC in games like this where they've got a good chance of coming back. Like last game, there was a Australian space pilot who basically got dropped out of Earth orbit back to Earth, and we determined that he was an interesting enough character to survive and get superpowers and have a vendetta against the superheroes who caused this problem.
Cool.
I like that.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Now, as far as your NPCs or your villains, did you randomly determine them, or were they, or did you? Okay. Any
Last night, after I'd had my 1 hour sleep, which is essentially my painkillers wore off and I woke up.
Okay.
I just cranked out this, which is the entirety of my my game notes.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was just me generating some AI art and going, oh, that looks cool. Make that into an NPC and put it in the game.
Yeah.
Did you generate those two pieces of the white leather coat clad dudes in one night?
Can I what?
Did you generate the AI for Vox, what's his face, and the other guy just last night?
Yeah. Here's Black Star, by the way.
Black Star. Yeah, get it right.
There he is. Yeah.
Awesome.
What if chat rolls? Chat can roll a character if you want to.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah.
what I really like about this is the first off, the character creation. It is just roll, but you could select from the tables, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you roll for your character background or background origin, and you have your options. You just roll the dice, and that's easy enough to do. That's a piece of cake. And then you just work your way through the next thing, which is your superpower origin table, and you just pick up whichever one that is that you roll, and then you pick or roll for the training and the talents, which is again just another 100 table. And then with your powers, I think when I was looking at this and trying to figure out how to build Spider-Man with this, the first thing that popped into my head, AJ, was alphabet.
Yeah.
What would have been really nice, since I'm assuming that the whether you get a 1 or a 2 or whatever, or a 23, or it doesn't really matter, or a 64, it would be great if the training talent table was in alphabetical order, so that if you wanted to just pick and not roll, you could. And your major powers, you've got keywords, right, for each of your powers, major powers and lesser powers, and even the mutations. It would be awesome if that was in alphabetical order. So if you wanted something that was starting with a Z, I want something to do with zombies. There, they go to the end, there's zombies. Or I want to
You can also just do a Control F and find zombie if you're looking for something specific.
I suppose that's true. Yeah.
I did that over and over again while I was looking for cartoon-like powers just now.
Oh,
Yeah. I should point out that the guys who are playing the test at the moment, they're just using a Google document, which has got a bunch of Excel spreadsheet tables on there that they rolled on. What we have in development is a app. At the moment, it's just like a Python. It's a JavaScript thingy, which we're trying to combine with a graphical user interface so that we can populate a form filler PDF, essentially, which will have the dice chart on one side of the PDF and your character notes on the other. And essentially, it's just like copy. It rolls whatever you select it to roll. So you've still got that option of rolling all the different things as many times as you want. And then it will just transfer those to the copy paste them automatically onto your character sheet. So it will just, you go click, 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 generate, and then it will populate the sheet and you're done.
Interesting.
Right. Yeah. Because the thing that I found the easiest to do was just doing the backgrounds and super power origin training and talents. When you get to the major powers, the minor powers, and the mutations, there are so many. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's not 1,000. I mean, it's not a true 1,000 thing.
It
off the
could
table,
be.
but-
It could be.
Could be.
It
Oh,
leaves
God.
room for expansion.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So what we have essentially is it seems like if you bought this at a store, you'd be like, what a ripoff. This isn't a role-playing system. It's just a bunch of basically random roll chart. It basically gives you all the options, all the ideas, all the concepts for these different characters, and then gives you a method of combining them into interesting new ways. And the synergy of the random roll tables is something magical. Like that's what I discovered with superhero games that I played in the past, was whenever you randomly, like Heroes Unlimited from Palladium Books has got a perfect system for randomly rolling the entire character, start to finish. And in those random rolls, there's an infinite amount of cool possibilities that just always seem to pop up. Sometimes you get a really dud character. The random rolls just don't gel together really well. But I swear to you, you use those random roll tables and you will come up with interesting combos almost every time.
Oh yeah.
They
All right,
seem
someone in
like they're
chat
really
roll me
useful
a
for.
D1000.
What?
Yeah, somebody in chat come up with a number between 0 and 1001.
Yeah. I was with rolling on a D1000 chart for everything. I was very pleasantly surprised how everything kind of gelled together for Pablo. I was just like, wow, that's cool. Yeah, that kind of works. That works. I can see that.
Yeah, go figure. It's like you have a rocket for legs, and you practice unicycle, so your balance is fantastic. It's like,
Yep.
and you've got a rocket power.
I literally rolled for everything here. Like
Yeah, I
I
did
rolled
too.
for all 6 things for the character, and I created a guy. And I even was able to like make an excuse for why he can do illusions. I'm like, okay, heat, cool, mirage, done.
How long did that take you, Dennis?
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty fast,
A minute, maybe.
A minute, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And everybody
And I was,
saw how fast.
there is an actual roll button on the sheet that AJ gave us, and
Oh,
I
is there?
didn't even click that. I just like rolled actual dice, and it still took me less than 60 seconds to do it.
Unfortunately, that roll function is only it only works on the person who made that document in the first place. It doesn't work for anybody else.
I tried to
Oh,
click it,
so it's
and
a
it said,
tease.
"Are you sure you want to allow this script? It's going to have access to every single Google sheet you've ever written." And I'm like, I keep budgets in there. Maybe not.
Yeah, no. It's like a third person party thing, so it wouldn't work anyway. So it doesn't matter. But it's just a temporary sheet that we're working on while we work on the app anyway. Plus, I need to work on making some sort of a document for people.
Really cool.
But essentially, the way that I want to make this open source is to just provide the files are available to anybody who's on my Discord server. If you request it via an email or anything, I will send the files to you. What we've got so far is pretty good. And I want to make a series of videos that essentially describe exactly how to use it, and with links to the charts and tables that we have so far, so that it's open source and free for everybody to use. Because I think that the gaming ecosystem that we're in at the moment is sufficiently saturated with people knowing what basic role-playing is, that we don't need to describe how to role-play with every single game that's produced. Particularly in a rules-light game like this, where knowledge of role-playing games is actually more confusing to playing this game than having no knowledge about role-playing games at all. Because you're expecting there to be blocks and roadblocks to your creativity that just aren't there.
Yep.
Because this is designed for exactly what we're doing right now. It's not a tabletop role-playing game. It could be, but it's really designed to do a pickup chat game. So let's play a role-playing game. What's the fastest role-playing game, the easiest role-playing game we can think of? Super Atomic. Let's go.
Very cool.
It is. I love the random charts, but looking them over, I now am a little disappointed that I had a character concept and I just picked things to fit it. Like I didn't get to do the random thing. There's a lot of options. It looks like fun.
Yeah, well, now you know.
Yeah. Well,
But here's the thing. Do you think this is the only time we'll get AJ to do this? You'd be foolish to think that's the only time it's ever going to happen.
Awesome.
I love Supers games more than D&D games. So yeah, I'll run it anytime for any reason.
Yeah. Next time we go up against Vox Viral.
Yeah.
Come on, give us something so bad and so difficult to figure out that our brain explodes. And somebody perishes and gets knocked out for a couple of days or a week, or winds up with losing a limb or an arm, or maybe has to be buried and then gets cloned again and comes back to life and returns to another multiverse saga.
Fantastic, just like a super robotic suit with a decayed arm in there, just like holding a single eyeball, and that's all that's left of the hero. I like it.
I was fine with not choosing the good choices and just making my character do something that I thought could end up funny. Like I was waiting for him to burst open the vault door and then like run into my character and flatten me. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah. You can roll very Tick characters. Like the Tick had an episode where they were doing hero tryouts, and there was like Mucilage Man, and there was Russian Doll, which is a person with smaller persons and like duplicate persons inside himself. So he can literally split in the middle, and there's another version of him inside. And then
that sounds rather gross.
Yeah. There's another guy who just fired himself out of a cannon like a bullet, and he had a bullet.
Oh yes, he was on there a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that you can have attraction, like cheese can be attracted to your body. That's one of the results.
Mm-hmm. Your cheese magnet.
Gosh, dang.
I have a talent for making random shit into tables. What can I say?
Yeah, that's cool. Are all these yours then? Did you create?
At this?
There, I would say about of the 700 minor powers, about 100 of those are pretty much brand new. But by saying brand new, I've been working on homebrew super stuff for like 20 years.
Okay.
I was very involved in the Palladium Books like message board forum for Heroes Unlimited. I operated a website that codified and formatted and presented in alphabetical order and in random roll tables all of the homebrewed powers that the guys came up with on the tables, the message board forums for Palladium Books. So I had a massive list of homebrew powers. Plus, I then went into Western Games superpowers thing. I went into Marvel superheroes and all those games. Surprisingly, all of those games that I had a look at, all that sort of stuff, were very they didn't really give you a lot of strange varieties. They just wanted to emulate what are existing in comic books because they just assume that everybody wants to play their favorite comic book character.
Yeah,
That's boring.
It is boring. It's like, no, I want to play a character that would never appear in a comic because he's just not cool. He's just ridiculous. Like the ability to manipulate chewing gum. Not that sexy sounding, but when you actually get like a clever role player who just one of those people who's just like, how can I use a simple little thing to just mess up every plan the DM has?
Yeah, gum up their plans.
Yeah, like Vox Viral is a good example of a power that looks fairly weak, but is actually really, really strong when you think about the way that modern society works.
Yeah, true.
And like
Reminds me
Darkstar is just a disaster waiting to happen. He's just a potential, like whenever he gets out, it's just a matter of time before he explodes. So yeah.
I love that as a villain. That was a great idea. Of course, it reminded me of the Heroes first season, but it was, I guess, two different things at once. Like he's a very mobile bad guy, and he has one threat that just keeps getting worse and worse, that he's dense and a physical combatant like the Hulk. But there's still an end game that's much worse, and I like that. It's a ticking time bomb. It's really fun to breathe against the clock.
And he can't stop it because the denser he gets, the less intelligent he becomes, and he gets more obsessed with absorbing energy he becomes because he gets paranoid that everybody's trying to get him, so he gets more and more tough. And then eventually, boom! Yeah, he's fine, but everybody else is dead. And he's also based a bit on the Civil War storyline from Marvel Comics, where there's a character that can literally dynamite himself. He can explode himself and then reforms. And he did it in a public place in a school or something like that. So essentially, lots and lots of people died because of a fight with a supervillain, and that caused the whole superhero registration act thing to get through. That's the whole basis of that storyline.
Oh, okay.
And in the Marvel cinematic one, that happened in a fight between the Avengers and a bunch of mercenaries, and one guy blew up and killed a bunch of innocent people in the city.
Yeah.
So same sort of idea.
I'm going to be honest, I know a lot more about anime than I do about American comics, and this is very, very My Hero Academia.
I just finished watching. I'm 5 seasons in.
It's so good. The next season is coming out very soon. But I remember in one of the minor characters' introduction, his name is Cementos, and his power is to create cement. And it literally says
controls cement.
He's very, very good at stuff in modern society. Because they're concrete everywhere.
Yeah, or ancient Rome, I suppose.
Say it, but in ancient times there was a lot of cement as well.
Not as much, but certainly a lot. But not on the scale that we're producing cement these days. That's for sure.
Well, I mean that's in terms of quantity rather than quality, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like game systems that you can play in modern times, but it's not just like I have a gun and I shoot people. So Heroes scratch that itch for me.
Yeah, I also have in the works already completed for a campaign that I ran for Heroes Unlimited previously is a 1940s cheat sheet, essentially a DM's resource kit, so that you can run a campaign of Superatomic in the 1940s, an alternate 1940s, like where your characters are working to prevent actual events in history, like let's go kill Hitler, that sort of thing. So yeah, Tommy guns, organized crime, prohibition, all those eras are available to you.
Yeah, it's easier to relate to.
Yeah, and it's simple because the system is simple, so you can adapt it to anything. That's the beauty of it. Infamously simple, I hope. I hope it gets a reputation of like the role-playing game when you don't have a role-playing game. It's an improv game.
Yeah.
Improv
yes, it
game,
is.
that's a good way to put it.
Everybody just opens their app and then you go.
Yeah, essentially. I'd be happy if everybody was playing this as a default instead of D&D.
do you know, this is, I mean, considering like none of us really here, other than AJ, knew anything about what we were doing, whether it was character building or playing the game. None of us had a clue. So all we were doing was just telling you, based off what we'd rolled up or made up for our character, what we wanted to do, and it just needed to fit the scenario, and then you were determining whether there's a dice roll or not going to be a dice roll to resolve the situation. And it makes it super simple if you're doing an online sort of live streamed game where you don't want people like, oh, what's the rule for that?
Yeah,
it's on
much more fluid.
page.
My
I need
general-
to remember. I need to remember all the rules. I don't have to
Right.
remember shite. Nothing.
Yeah. Yep. No initiative order, no that sort of thing. Like everything's happening simultaneously, so you guys need to like sort out what your actions are. And when you guys are talking about what your characters are, I would just assume that your characters are like, because there'll be moments where role players tend to blend in character conversation with non-character in character conversation very seamlessly. So a DM's job is quite difficult sometimes interpreting what they're actually pitching that their character is going to do. And it gets even more complicated when they've been trained by D&D to take their turns in sequential action, when in actual fact, everything's happening simultaneously when I ask you what's happening right now. So your character is doing something right now, your character's doing something at the same time they're doing that. And unless they've previously communicated, you don't have the advantage of seeing what that other person has done before you make your action, which is critically important in modern role-playing games, and the reason why Dungeons & Dragons is so fucked in that regard, because it trains you to think in that sequential fashion, which actually doesn't match up with reality. So, and doing simultaneous attacks and things like that, it just doesn't compute. Like, how do you, I sacrifice my defense in order to sacrifice and put everything into the attack. So he's thrusting and I'm thrusting, and we stab each other at the same time with no possibility of defending against it. Like, you can't do that indeed. But you can in Super Atomic easily. But again, there's no stats, there's no armor class, there's no hit points.
No. My character sheet is less than 1 page. It's not even a character sheet. It's literally a Google document, a blank Google document where I have put down what the superhero's main name is, its alias name, its background, its superpower origin, its training or talent, their powers, their mutations. And there's still space. There's still space on there for more if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
And this is all in Arial 11, so it's not the biggest print under the sun that you could possibly have. And there are essentially no numbers. There are no numbers on the page. There's nothing to add or subtract. There's nothing there.
Yeah, dice rolls could be optional. Or you can introduce your own. If you got your favorite role-playing system and you can't imagine living life without it, you can insert it into Super Atomic if you want to. Yeah.
Google Doc. I went with Notepad.
Notepad. I did actually
me
write.
too.
I did actually write all of the charts and tables on WordPad, and the reason why I didn't write the Excel PDF, the Excel document, is because I'm not skilled enough to do that, and somebody else did it for me. That's why the run button doesn't work for me, because I didn't install that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a collaborative effort. So the Dorse and the guys on the Discord server who role-played the first play test, that's available if you wanted to watch that. That's a video on my channel, by the way.
Awesome.
And it's even more crazy than the events that I described at the start of this game are immediately after the events of their game. So if you want to see them, what happened on the space station and the reason why they vaporized Joe Biden, you will find out.
Okay. Tune into. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So is Donald Trump coming back to put up a wall?
Oh man, even like the little offhand comment of like Trump got elected for the second time. It got some guy in the comment section all bitchy and moany about like he's the greatest thing that ever happened. I was like, I don't care. It's not even normal reality. This is a superhero role-playing game, you fool. It had nothing to do with the story whatsoever. It took place in space. So you're complaining about the first 5 minutes of the game, a little bit of exposition, which basically established nothing. It's like, I'm just doing. I just threw that in there to piss people like you off, essentially.
Well, what's amusing is you taking the piss out of everything, everywhere. You know what I mean? How many things?
Nothing is sacred. Yeah.
Nothing is sacred.
Yeah.
Nothing is
Not
sacred.
role-playing games.
Like I'm a Kiwi man. I live in New Zealand. We're either centre left or centre right. We don't have extremes of political view in the country.
Oh, there is, but let's get real. It's a different world. It's a different
Yeah.
wheels
Yeah.
down here. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a very cyclic system where we basically flip from center left to center right every 8 years without fail.
Felt right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what the game is about. For
No.
those of you who are wondering,
No.
it's not called. For those of you who are concerned, it's called super atomic, not super political.
No. No.
Because does anybody really give a shit about super political?
I don't think so. Not if they're watching an RPG channel.
No, I mean
Pablo
we're all
doesn't.
sitting around here. We just took the piss out of everything we could, even our own characters. I mean, seriously, I could have wound up playing Spider Pig. All you guys could have been subjected to that. It could have been much worse. or
I was
better.
there, Gandalf, 10,000 years ago when we were running the very first broadcast live games of role-playing games to the public on the internet. Andrew Woodward was the first person to run a broadcast role-playing game online. So over the time that I've been experiencing role-playing games, like forget Critical Role and all that sort of stuff, but the dudes who aren't famous who just started doing it as soon as the technology became available, you realize slowly but surely that we have all this baggage that we carry over from role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, that we try and emulate when we've got a whole new medium. It's got many more possibilities than your tabletop role-playing game. You've got unlimited amounts of digital files and stuff that you can use. We have AI now that can generate images instantaneously. All of these things are tools that we can exploit, and we need to change the paradigm of how we play. And getting rid of all the rules and stuff in the way of that, like why would you put stuff in there which was adapted from a tabletop war game, which was turned into a role-playing game with these elements that were put in there, basically like roadblocks and restrictions. There's a lot of restrictions in early D&D that got in the way of the game flow because people were used to turn-based combat. And then we got a whole bunch of role players who had never played tabletop war games. And now we've got a whole bunch of people who have probably never ever played a tabletop role-playing game at a table. They've only played online. So this is a game for them. This is a new game, a new system for role-playing via chat rooms for anybody who knows what role-playing games are, but is not interested in reading a rule book, doesn't want to spend 20 minutes on a pre-session character creation stream, just wants to get into it and play a beer and pretzels type game where anything goes.
Yeah.
And
as a big fuck you to all the corporations that want to charge you money, it's free.
do you know the thing that I find really interesting is that because there aren't any rules, but there are rules. There's rules in terms of what we understand in terms of physics and logic, based or I guess with assumptions wrapped around what would happen if we could do something like be super strong or manipulate plastic, or so we're still using what we know in terms of everybody's general understanding of how that would work. But the rules aren't written down on a page. They're simply the things we've accumulated over time. And I mean, everybody who did something today with their character did something based on what the character is capable of doing. Like if the character, I mean, my character did not try to bend plastic, with his mind, or pull, dynamite out of his ass and hurl it around, because it's not what he does. He doesn't have dynamite. So it's not like, so there are restrictions, but there are loosely narrative restrictions. And so I would consider, and you know how I feel about these, AJ and Wally, I would consider dungeon mastering this game in a live stream.
What?
Yeah, I know. I would consider doing it. I would.
Wow.
I would.
You do realize that this is forever on the internet now.
Well, I mean, I can always hit the button and flag Wally's live stream with multiple accounts until finally YouTube just says he has to take it down.
Yeah.
I could do it. I mean, I could do that if I really wanted to. It's not going to happen. But no, I would seriously. But if I did it, I would want to cook up something that was just horrendously difficult to figure out, just to see what you got, just to see what the audience would do in terms of their response, and whoever's playing would be able to figure out how to cook up to sort out that problem. Because there were a few things you put in front of us, AJ, and I was like, I'm not sure how to deal with that. And it was only after like thinking, oh, hang on, I don't have to worry about game mechanics. I just have to figure out narratively my head based on what I think my character can do, how I might approach that, and then see what happens. But I was a little bit lost to begin with. And I was doing more talking than anybody.
Yeah, the one danger is paralyzed by possibilities. So you've got too many options and you can't pick one.
Yeah.
Gaming restrictions are good in that regard because they narrow to your focus. That's why I recommend to people not to take too many superpowers, because you get lost in the complexity of it. It's better to organically grow your character that way if you're running a campaign.
Yeah.
And it is possible to run a campaign of this. Gear points are checks and balances so that you can't impose, like you say, just inventing stuff and pulling it out of your ass in the middle of the game. We didn't really use gear points a lot during the game because you guys had everything you needed. But you also notice that I didn't get you to roll dice for your basic abilities. So if you were doing something and the result of it wasn't critical, wasn't fun to go either way. Like you roll dice when the pass or the fail is both fun in either directions. You don't do it when the fail is just a stop on the action and your intentions are just stop dead. That's not fun. So yeah, and rolling your basic abilities that your character should be good at, or restricting information from your group of players because your players haven't thought about it, but you know that their characters would have.
Yeah,
that's just good DMing.
Or they asked questions that were sensible questions to ask, but unfortunately, the 20-sided dice or whatever the heck it is just hated you today. And decided to roll the lowest and most unacceptable number, even though you came up with this is right. So
well, what's my character build for? Well, I'm a thief and I'm really good at disarming traps and opening boxes. It's like, so why are you rolling dice to do that?
I was just gonna mention that just happened in my live stream. The only thief we have in our group failed twice to find traps, and people just got fucked.
Right. How frustrating is that? You make a character that's weak in other areas in order to be strong in those areas, and you have to roll a random dice roll, and you end up being weak in the areas that you're supposed to be strong at. That sucks.
Seems like you need to make the character.
Yeah. You could have just played a fighter and done the same thing, and been better at fighting. So yeah. But we're not here to trash other systems. We're just here to show you. Well, we're here to show you a better way.
We're talking up the narrative. The narrative role play. But
I think today's modern players, improv isn't a dirty word anymore. We've been exposed to Critical Role, to Acquisitions Incorporated. We know that you can run a stage game of D&D in front of a live audience. It's interactive. It's fun. It's really entertaining. I personally have sat at PAX Australia in Melbourne and watched Critical Role run a Call of Cthulhu game, and not Critical Role. Acquisitions Incorporated, because I was and it was really, really good. Like, it was really, really entertaining. It was like a live theater show where you can interact with what's going on. You can shout, why your character can do this, which you just normally plays and stuff like that, theater performances, they have to force you to interact because you're so used to, like, I'm just going to observe. I'm not here to, I paid to get entertained, not to be a part of the bloody thing. I'm not an actor. But role-playing games are different. The entire crowd gets involved. It became a thing where everyone would shout out "Green Flame" whenever Chris Perkins said "Green Flame" as a DM in the game. So it got its own culture. Which I think is really cool. And that's why people follow Critical Role so obsessively. It's because they get invested in those characters. They spend so many hours watching it. And there's a small amount of interactivity because they have live stream chat going and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so improv is not a dirty word anymore, and rules light systems, I think, are the new shit everybody likes.
I think so too. Thank you, AJ, and thank you, everybody. That was great.
Yeah. You guys ready to head out? Any other?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we should.
Yeah. Turn the recording lady off.
Oh, right, the recording lady.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and end the live stream there. Once again, AJ, thank you for running that. Appreciate it. And thanks everybody for playing along. That was great. Thanks for everybody in the live chat. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks, I think. On to the next. Good night.
Mm-hmm.